Are you asking the question, what is my Enneagram type? Or having difficulty deciding which number you are? Hey, I've been there before too, and today we're gonna help you find your Enneagram type. Hey, what's up? My name's Evan from EnneagramGift.com, and today we're gonna help you figure out your Enneagram type. Now, there's 4 key tips that I like to use when helping someone figure out and determine their Enneagram number. Using the Enneagram requires being honest with yourself. Once you identify your Enneagram number, it can help you in a variety of ways and helping you understand your motives, recognize unconscious habits, your strongest desires, and even some of your core and basic fears that cause you to behave and make decisions the way that you do. Identifying your Enneagram type can help you grow in self-awareness, reveal your strengths and weaknesses, and help you develop healthy behaviors. Besides taking a test, there are other, and what I believe, more accurate ways even to determine what your Enneagram type is. Most people will relate to various numbers. I know I did when I first started learning about the Enneagram. I was unsure if I was an Enneagram 1, a Type 3, or even a Type 9. It turns out though, I'm an Enneagram Type 5. These 4 tips will help you pinpoint which Enneagram type you are so that you can begin to utilize the Enneagram as a helpful tool and resource in your life. The first tip, and really the most important tip, is you need to consider the motivations of each type. If you don't understand or if you're unfamiliar with the motivations of each type, you really need to take some time and learn about the motivations of the types that you think that you may possibly be. The motivations of each type are really formed by taking into account 2 separate things: the Enneagram type's core fear and the core desires. And so these 2 things, the fears and the desires of each type, really influence and help drive the decisions and behaviors of each type. Every type has different motivations, different fears, and different desires, and beginning to recognize and understand what each of these are will help you identify the type that resonates with you the most. The second tip is to study the wings of each type. And so every core type, whether you're a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, or 9, has 2 numbers that are adjacent to it. So for myself, I'm an Enneagram Type 5. That means I have a 4 wing and a 6 wing. And honestly, I can lean pretty heavily into both of these wings. The wings of each type really add nuance and really flavor or season the personality in varying ways. I like familiarizing yourself with the wings because if you think that you may be a type, but then you begin to study the wings of that type, and if those wings are just really off base, not resonating at all, you can't see how they may be influencing your personality in any way, more than likely you need to consider that you may be a different type. What I found was that I could see how the Type 4 and the Type 6 wings, as I understood more about those personalities, I could see how those 2 wings were influencing and at work within my life. This third tip is really fun and really made the bells go off for me when I experienced it myself. What I suggest you do is listen to a panel discussion that's comprised of the same Enneagram types. You can find various podcasts and conversations that take place among a group of Type 5s, for example, or Type 2s, Type 8s, whatever type that you feel like you could possibly be. Listen to those panel discussions. Listen to them talk about what it's like to be them, what it's like to be that type, and often it will resonate so clearly and so profoundly with you because it's almost like for the first time you're hearing someone else describe what it's like to be you. I know for myself, when I was listening to a panel of Type 5s discuss what it was like to be their type, I was jump roping in a gym and literally began having tears stream down my face because it was so familiar to me. I'd always felt somewhat misunderstood, and to hear others talk about what it was like to actually be that type was very comforting to me. I'll place a link in the description to the podcast episode that resonated with me. My fourth tip is to ask feedback from close friends. Gaining perspective from outsiders and from people that you trust, people that really know you, asking them to help you sift through the different traits and aspects of the types that you feel that you could be. Gaining their insight can help you narrow down your choices and pinpoint your Enneagram type. I actually suggest starting with these suggestions before taking a test, but as a bonus, I do think there are credible and valuable tests available. I actually actually have a video about the best free and paid Enneagram tests available online. I'll put a link to that video in the description. Quality Enneagram tests will ask very insightful questions, provide helpful reports and feedback based upon how you respond to those answers. And so therefore, it is a valuable way to discover what your Enneagram type is. It's just not the only way, and it's not always the best way. I think when you're asking the question, what is my Enneagram type, taking in all of these considerations can really help you speed up the process of identifying your type and develop a more well-rounded understanding of the different types and how the Enneagram actually works. I want to know which tip you find the most interesting, and if this video is helpful, would you like it? And don't forget to hit the subscribe button. Like I said, this is Evan from EnneagramGift.com, and we'll see you on the next one.